Good morning and welcome to Kelly's Anesthesia Tips. Today's YouTube is going to be a quick one that is sponsored by the letter F. F for Fascia Iliaca block coding, and also for FAAA, because if you are an FAAA member, that's the Florida Anesthesia Administrators Association, and we do take out of state clients who have billing companies, anyone who has an interest in billing in the state of Florida. We are going to be offering shortly a session on planar block coding for our members for free. We'll also have an opportunity for non-members if you don't want to join or you're out of the state and just want some good information on block coding for planar blocks. Doris Branker, who is our legislative liaison, is going to be offering that on October the 25th. Stay tuned for details. I will put them on both the FAAA website, which is, let me go add it over here, FAAA website, where I'm working on this. I actually maintain this and just contacted them because the changes that I put on yesterday are not uploading. So as soon as I'm able to fix that, then I will. Otherwise, I will also add it to my website, which seems to do a lot better about updating. And I can put it over here under seminars and education. This is the place where I try to put another F word, free or fee for attending. Seminars and education specific to anesthesia and or acute and chronic pain management. So here I will leave all of these links for you, but let's get back to the main thought for today, which is the fascia iliaca coding. So I want to give you caution. If you type in, you're looking for a code. Oh, I didn't even spell that right. Here, let me fix it. All right. If you are looking for a code for this and you are not sure where to go and you just plug it in, you have to use caution, because the very first one that pops up is an incorrect code. So that's not something that you want to pay attention to. As a hands-on coder for many years, I will tell you that I did not subscribe to the CPT Assistant. I had an archive of CPT Assistant articles because that was a while back, and anesthesia is not a frequently discussed topic in the CPT Assistant. But they do a lot of blocks. So now I do subscribe to this, but I know that not all coders do. So what I'm going to tell you is that there is a resource here that can lead you to the correct coding, because it has changed between, I want to say 2015 and what the CPT Assistant said to do, and 2022, December of 2022, in how to report coding for this specific block. Planar blocks include the fascia iliaca, but I'm going to share this with you. So let's pull down, because I want to show you there are so many different things that you see, but here's a good one. Z Health Publishing, they're resourcing, not for this one. This says a continuous fascia iliaca, which wasn't unlisted, but for the single, it was still 64450, even in September of 2022. I'm specifically looking for the article that Pam Linton wrote, which is down here and highlighted, and I'll show you here, but I have already let Pam know that I'm going to be sharing this resource with you because it is a good resource. But I want you to notice that it's dated March 17th of 2023, because sometimes you don't find these out until, maybe a little bit after the article comes out. So let's click over to, I will resource all of these. The CPT clarifies pain block coding into fascial planes. So this does include the fascia iliaca. The article is here. I won't read it, but it does give you what the CPT Assistant says. So even if you don't have a subscription to the CPT Assistant, you do have access to the correct information. Now I also am going to show you some block coding notes that differentiated between what they say in December 22 and what they said in 2015. I'll share that with you next. So here are the codes. They're assigning to the 64999 unlisted, which means you need to have documentation of the procedure itself, any resources that you have supporting the procedure or that type of procedure. It could be clinical articles, it could be something on the NIH database, whatever you're using to help explain the unlisted service. And then you do also want to ask your clinical staff or find out from someone who understands the clinical side of this what the unlisted procedure can be compared to, so you can let the insurance claims processor know what it is you're looking to evaluate that with. Again, Doris is going to go over a lot of this in her session, and for FAAA members, she shares a resource that is incredibly helpful with a cover letter helping explain these types of things. Now let me pop over to this is in a Word document. These are my block coding notes. So what I'm sharing with you here is the article that I noted from the CPT assistant in December of 2022 and how they are asking you to report. And I'm going to use my Control F function here so I'm just going to do Iliaca. I know there's a lot less Iliaca in there. The reason why you see block highlighted is because when I searched through this trying to find block information, I used block as the term, so of course everything came up highlighted as blocks and I couldn't make it go away easily, so I give up. All right, this is the December article, but I want to bring us down to another one where there was a question in 2021 about the continuous fascia iliaca, and this one did say it would be an unlisted, but note that's the continuous. So up to this point, we are still looking at our guidance from CPT assistant telling us that it was reported with 64450. So if you have been reporting this, don't panic or freak out. 64450 was the recommended code for a very long time. Now we know that the ASA is working diligently to try to get codes for these unnamed blocks which have been around for a while, but it's not an easy process. It takes a little bit of time, so don't be expecting it all through this year, maybe not even 2024. Not 100% sure when, but just know that the ASA is working on trying to get some named blocks. Don't know which ones or any of that, but when it does come out, of course we'll be sharing that through meetings, through YouTubes, through whatever methods we can to update those of you who might not have access to the same resources. Okay, so that was the fascia iliaca. So let me take us back over here, and I will tell you that there are places for us to get education, but they're few and far between anymore, honestly. So I have on my website, and I'll link this, if you happen to have, and someone just shared with us recently, and I was grateful, Carrie Davis, for letting us know about her anesthesia meeting and allowed me to share it here. So anytime you have an AAPC meeting or something that you know is specific to anesthesia, darn, I didn't include Pam Stouffer's, but she has a 2 o'clock today. If you are not already on the anesthesia coders and billers for Facebook, I'm going to show you how to get there and I'll link it. It's anesthesia coding and billing, but Pam Stouffer has a mailing list going. I'm going to look her up. I don't see it. I know it's on here where people are getting together to talk about things that are issues for everyone. So that's at 2 o'clock today. Today is September the 26th. And if you're not on her list, ask to join the Anesthesia Coding and Billing Facebook. See if you can get on her list, and if not, well, look for future ones. All right, back to opportunities for education. The others are this year, Decision Health. If you've been attending these live meetings, at one time there were 4 meetings a year for anesthesia. Then they went to 2. Now they are to 1 virtual. I am encouraging everyone to please support these meetings, because they are our opportunities to get together. I love any anesthesia meeting, and I know that this is going to be an excellent one, but it is virtual, so you do not get the opportunity to talk face to face with the speakers as they're walking through the conference, or sit at lunch with one of them, or have a round table. If they have a round table, it'll be with other people in it, and it's virtual, not face to face. So while I support all anesthesia pain management meetings, I really like live meetings too, and I want them to stay options for us. So we'll have one in 2024. I'll share that with you in a minute. But if you're attending this virtual, here is a $50 savings for your staff. There are CEUs available. You just click over, might as well do it for you. We just click on over to the Decision Health Advanced Specialty Coding, and they will give you the agendas, the speakers, the pricing, the CE credits or CEU credits, continuing education, and everything. My next one I've already opened for you to do some saving, because I'm so excited that this is going to be. The ASA has had in the past Sharon Merrick, who retired, but when she ever spoke at any of these advanced, I made sure I went to her sessions, because it was like an hour or so that we got to listen to something that pertained to coders and billers at the ASA meetings that are held for practice management at the beginning of each year around this date. But we didn't get much more than that. I am so excited that this year the ASA added so much more. In fact, I was so excited that I spent time yesterday just sharing all of these resources that I'm going to share with you now. If you follow this link, then you will go to the Advanced 2024 sessions, because I know that all of the PowerPoint presentations are going to be in the Champagne 1 and 2 rooms. I just sorted on that for us. And yesterday I posted each one of these, so you know who's speaking on it and what it is about. All knowledgeable, fantastic speakers, all related to anesthesia and or pain management, acute and chronic, all collectively smart people in the room, not, that have been in this for years, some of us, attorneys, coders, compliance officers, auditors. I mean, this is in-person access to all of this great information, and then we're going to have roundtables. Now, the last one I want to point out is that for the past 20 some odd years, there has been an Advanced Institute for Anesthesia Billing and Practice Management. You may remember that as AIA BPM. It was first Dr. Charlie Goodman and then Dr. Peter Wu, and it was in Vegas. Don't know what's going on with that meeting yet, but I promise if I find something out, it will be added to this page. With that, I like to end with, I am going to give you all these resources in the description. But I like to end with what we all need in our F-word friendly anesthesia coding billing world. We need each other. I mentioned this to someone yesterday. I said it's like we are all soldiers in the same army of trying to, be our front line of defense for our anesthesia clinical staff, physicians, CRNAs, anesthesia assistants. We just want to make sure that in this small world of anesthesia specialty that we share our knowledge with each other. And that's what I do and others do. So I like to end with, be kind to one another, generous with your knowledge. Thank you so much. If you subscribe, and I've given this disclaimer before, but I'll give it again. If you subscribe and you click on this and it says that it will lead you to a page that you shouldn't trust, I did it and I trust myself. If you have trouble finding it there, Google me, Kelly Dennis, Leesburg, anesthesia, coder, something to do with that, and I should pop up. If not, I'm going to give you links to my website, Perfect Office Solution. If you go to the home page or the YouTube link, there is information that will hop you over to all my YouTubes and then others that I know of. I even have a resource for other, good resources for anesthesia coders. Thanks again, and that's it for today. Hope to see you in future at a virtual or a live meeting. I'm going to be plugging these meetings for the next few months. November for the Decision Health. Don't forget the $50 discount. January 26th through 28th for the live in-person Vegas conference at the Paris Hotel. So if you haven't been there, you got plenty of time to plan it now. Hope to